Hello, so this is Claire and welcome to my channel. So if you've seen any of my other videos or you are new, I am Claire. I'm a grief coach, grief educator and speaker. I have been doing a series on types of grief, and today we're going to be talking about collective and public grief. And so one of the things that I'm looking to do with this series is to give you language and understanding of what might be occurring for you. Now, it's not a competition within grief. Our own worst grief is our own worst grief. So please don't compare yourself. Don't compare others. This is already so hard as it is. And then if you have seen some of my other videos, you will know normally I'm in the kitchen baking. I am in the kitchen with a hot chocolate this time around today, just for a little bit of a difference. And I love my hot chocolate. So that's why I thought I would do that with us today. So let me see, I've got notes over here because I do want to make sure that I talk about all the points that, I thought of. So with collective and public grief, that is, the public piece is easy. So it's a public person. Now this could be anyone from a famous actor that maybe they had a very long running TV series or lots and lots of movies, and they've been a big part of your life. You may have watched the movies after a breakup or celebrated with going to the movies and seeing one, all sorts of different things. And so when that person passes away, we kind of all know about it. And I say all in the loose term, you know, sort of like we watch the news and get the newspapers and the internet and everything else, and we will know about this person passing and that so many other people are experiencing it. It's the same when it's still more local. So when someone in your community passes away that has been a person that is either they've been running a local shop for a long time, someone that you always saw, it could be anyone that just a lot of people knew and that are really sad over. This can also be like kind of think along the lines of like a mascot. So when an animal passes away that was a big part of the community, that could be a police horse that has been patrolling for a number of years or something, and maybe you saw them every single day. So it's various things like that that is the public side of things, and what brings around the collective grief, because you've got a larger number of people that are experiencing it. One of the things with collective grief that I thought was a wonderful example, and also the reason I'm wearing this t-shirt, is that when the Queen passed away, I was in the US when she actually passed away, but I then got the call to go to England. Oh no, hold on, I'm getting my timeline messed up. Hold on, sorry about that. Okay, I was already in England when she passed away, and was there with Lisa, and she had actually brought these t-shirts for us for the Jubilee that had been quite recently. And so on the day that was her state funeral, I had my t-shirt with me, and I found Lisa's t-shirt because she bought herself one and brought me one, and took it into the hospital for her. And I also made marmalade sandwiches for us. So if any of you watched the Jubilee, there was a wonderful piece done with the Queen and Paddington Bear and marmalade sandwiches. So we've got those in, and I've got a wonderful picture from that time with Lisa. And so it's really interesting watching something that was as big as that type of a prominent figure passing away. She was a very elderly lady, so had been around over so many people's lifespans, and over so many global events as well. And so there was the stages to, after she passed away, to where her coffin was to start off with, and then when she got brought down to, and I'm going to make sure that I get the place correct, when she was brought down to be laying in state in Westminster. And there was people queuing up for hours to be able to walk through and pass by her coffin and pay their respects to her. And then there was the flowers that were being laid down in tribute to her. And there were so many of those. And then there was that the funeral was publicised on TV, and a lot of people sat and watched it. A lot of people went up so that then they could be there for when the procession occurred as well. And so we got a very public, collective way of an outlet for that and for our grief and for our public mourning. England even did, or Great Britain did 10 days of mourning. Like, they actually put a window on that. Now, that was for the open public stuff of like her laying in state, and the actual funeral and the procession and all of those things. But we know it goes on for longer than that, because there will be people that will be the first time that they go past Buckingham Palace and she's no longer there. And for us now, we have a king in there as well. And so many people have only ever known saying Queen, not King. And so it's things like that that change as well. But it's a very public thing. Things on our, any new post boxes, they came with a new, I'm going to call it an emblem on the front. Coins have all changed and things like that. So there's a lot of very public things that occur around that time. Now, that's obviously a really big one, but there are other ones where people have, when it's movie stars or something, they may go and visit a prominent place that was in one of their movies and lay down flowers or something else that was very appropriate to that person. So the wonderful thing about that is it enables us to all come together. There's other things. There wasn't any t-shirts done for the passing of the Queen, so we all kind of just, brought out our ones that have been around for, like I said, this one's from the Jubilee, and but a lot of red, white and blue was worn. Now I lost my train of thought of where I was going. Apologies. Okay, I will come back to that. But it's really nice that we can all just show it together. They've had it when other people have passed away, that the TV series will get reshown or something else, and it's really nice, and we're able to really talk about it. And that's the beautiful thing, because normally within grief, people are super duper uncomfortable about talking about it, and things that happen for when the person passes away, when the funeral is, and then that kind of is like everything ends and it still goes on. So it took a long time for the coins to then come out, and obviously the coronation of the king and things like that. So it enabled us to kind of give us the opportunity to publicly speak about this, and it be known that it had occurred and that we were all still having thoughts and feelings around it. So it's really nice when that all happens. And then there's other things that we have with collective losses. If you go back to the pandemic, there was so many of them. There was all these kids that never got their prom, never got their class graduation field trip or big trip away. Others would be they never got to go on spring break or something. And so those are things where we will have grief around those, because you can't do that again. You don't get to do a make-up of graduation or anything else, because things unfortunately continue moving on, and other years are going to school and graduating and things. And also within the pandemic, any forms of gathering were taken away, and we were all so having such a tough time with that. But then we also found other ways to be able to gather and express our collective grief. I mean, two of the ones that come to mind for me is the clapping for the medical professionals, and then the one I loved, which was John Krasinski and Some Good News. And he just did that, I think it was like this on YouTube, and just aired it out there, and it was absolutely wonderful. It was a place for us to be able to gather, be able to say things, and be able to collectively experience what was going on. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today, and hope it helps give you some language around it. As always, any questions, different thoughts and opinions, drop them below. I want to hear them. So questions, I will cover them. If it's around collective and public grief, I will cover it in a wrap-up episode at the end, or if appropriate, kind of pop it in with another one. if you've got different thoughts and feelings, share them with me, because I want to understand what your grief looks like and what you've experienced, because it is all different for us. Some of us are going to experience all of us some of the same things, and then what we're going to also experience is there's things that are quite specific and individual to each of us as well. So pop them in there, I want to hear them. And that's one of the reasons that I ask you to like and subscribe, so that then the episodes will continue to show in your feed, and then you can see when I cover those questions for you. And we don't all just have one individual type of grief. It all overlaps with different ones. So keep watching, because there's going to be other ones that are going to come up that might give you language. It might give you understanding and language for someone else that you'll see in them experience things. There could be some people out there that couldn't have given two hoots about the Queen, but they would then be able to understand, oh, I get it mattered to you. And that's a lot of what this is about, is that you see someone hurting, and it's that you're able to have empathy for them or with them, and be able to sit with them in that. So keep watching, and then the next one I'm going to cover in topic is inconclusive grief. All right, take good care of you. All right, bye.